understanding not just our personal history, but our collective history is so important. That's one of the, I think, the biggest gaps between what I think Black and Brown activism versus Asian American activism is it takes us, like, there's nothing built in that teaches us about our Asian American history. And unfortunately, I think for a lot of Black and Brown folks, that history is violently taught to them every day. And so
can't look away.
But we can, and that's part of the balance that we have to strike is like, if we're taught to just keep your head down, grind out A's, get job, get money, I mean, yes, do your thing, like get that money, steal from capitalism, but if it's like not done in an intentional way, like it doesn't actually change the status quo, and we need to be changing the status quo right now. And the status quo that I want to change in our community is like the constant collective silence when our Black and Brown people are going through stuff. We got to be there. And across the nation, there are tons of Asian Americans, APIDA folks, in Black Lives Matter marches and down at the border, and you know, they're all there. They're in activist groups trying to change policy and legislature. Like they're there. And so
I think what you're pointing out too is about being aware of who is doing the work right now and then in the past, and then how can we join that process. I think by talking about it, we are joining that process, because we've been talking about how, right now we all have a part in writing history and determining what narrative that we want to fit in. And
that's why, like, that's why when APACC is asking for stories this month, we really, really want you all to post it and tag it, and we really want to share each other's voices. Like, it might seem like a small thing, but you got to start somewhere. You know, you got to start with getting yourself out there and getting used to your voice being on the internet, getting used to your voice outside of your space a little bit, outside of your control a little bit, because it's much easier to hold it in and stay in control of your voice. It is vulnerable to speak into what could be nothing, but is actually everyone, saying like, this is my story, this is how I connect, and we can't let this happen again. So I'm going to do my best to continue to intentionally reflect and intentionally act, because we have to. We can't not act this time. Like, we can't let things go back to the way it was.
Right. There's this question of, will things change after this is over? Will there be sustainable change after this is over? And I think it all depends on the effort that we put in, because if there is, great. If there isn't, then we really tried, and we have to try differently, and we have to reflect as a community on better ways of doing things. But I think just the idea of being in relationship with each other and talking from our hearts, like where we're standing, helps develop that like strong sense of trust that we need as a community to move together, because trust is everything, and trust requires like knowledge in my body that whoever I'm with knows how to be authentic and knows how to be how to embody like conviction. I think like, yes, I feel this in my body that these situations need to change, not because everyone around me is telling me that things should change, but really I feel that discomfort too.